Hey, it's Steve Barcelo. Just getting back from a quick trip. Just came through South Hill, Virginia, known for a UFO sighting back in 1967, I believe. So it just made me think more about some of this UFO stuff. I've been meaning to put a little video together, so this is kind of a precursor. With this whistleblower, David Koresh, I believe is the way to say his last name, coming forward and saying that he was an intelligence officer, government, I guess, apparently working with in the Pentagon, I guess, but coming forward after saying he was part of a department which was supposed to be looking into these crashed UFOs and people were coming to him, and so he decided this most important thing for him to do was to come forward, protect himself. So kind of earth-shattering, talking about the fact that we have crafts, multiple, quite a few, I believe is how he put it, and alien bodies or pilots. He says when things crash, or there tend to be dead pilots. So, but talking about not just UFOs, but creatures from possibly another dimension. When being asked about, you're talking about something from another planet, and he said not necessarily, could be dimensional, and that's going down a whole nother rabbit hole. It's just amazing. It's getting deeper and deeper. So now we've got Senate hearings going on. Senator Rubio just came out and said that they're interviewing more people, but they're keeping quiet because of the whistleblower status, the fact that some of these people are afraid of what's going to happen to them. Not just losing security clearance or their job, but their safety, which is crazy. So that gets back to some of the stories where people are talking about how people in the past have been threatened and some possibly killed, which just takes it down a whole nother way. But anyway, saying that they're interviewing a lot of people that are coming through and confirming what David Koresh said and other people. So it's just, I mean, what is it now? 3 years ago, I guess, when they first started releasing, maybe 4, these pictures of these tic-tac shaped things that the Navy and the aircraft were getting on their equipment. And some of those pilots were claiming that these things could actually alter and mess with the avionics in their jets. I mean, just crazy stuff. I mean, and now from there to here now, they're just saying, oh yeah, we got craft, we got bodies. They're here, they're visiting. Their apparently technology is so incredibly advanced compared to ours that we can't even wrap our head around how it works. Now it gets back into the things that have come up in the past, going all the way back to Roswell and how far back we've had stuff like this. One of the things you got to ask yourself now, actually let me turn this thing sliding all over. I got to really do something about this little tripod holder here. And I'm going to put the air up there so this thing doesn't freak out and say it's too hot. Sorry about that. Technical issues. But anyway, going back down to the whole Roswell thing, going back to that, and the reverse engineering of the craft that we've had. Now, people in the past have come out and said that that's where fiber optics have come from, and that's where the transistors have come from, and all this other stuff. And, you know, of course, you know, what do you say when someone comes through and talks UFOs, aliens, reversed engineering technology? It's the tinfoil hat crowd, you know. Everyone makes fun of them, rolls their eyes. Yep, another wacko just trying to sell a book or make a couple of bucks to be on a TV show or something. Well, that is too many people. It's just getting the. I'm really curious to see what happens next. I think it's going to be huge. Bob Lazar. You remember years back, Bob Lazar came back. Los Alamos, secret bases. He was reverse engineering the propulsion system, talking about these elements that existed. See, this thing's bouncing all over. I got a very stiff suspension in this vehicle too. But I mean, it's just nuts. One of the things that he talked about is how the craft, when he was in there, working on the propulsion system, that nothing had like right angles, no bolts, no fasteners. It was all like, as he said back then, it was like melted wax. And now he comes forward and says it's sort of like 3D printing, which didn't exist back then. So our technology is still nowhere near, but it's getting closer. Now, something different about the UFO sighting that was spotted back in, like I said, I believe in '67 in South Hill, Virginia, that left burn marks on the road. So that has some kind of a different propulsion system as opposed to anti-gravity, which is what these other things they believe are going, and that's what Bob Lazar was talking about. So, I mean, it's just, so maybe some, creatures from other planets, their technology is not as advanced as others, or have their technology advanced that much in the 50 years that they went from having an actual propulsion system that actually burnt fuel or would leave burn marks and flames, to the point where now it's something that's anti-gravity. I mean, just kind of crazy. But it's just, I think it's amazing. I think it's fascinating. As far as being about the museum, we're going to put a much bigger UFO section in. And I'm going to try to, and in my mind, I'm trying to get this straight how I'm going to do it. But basically, it's going to go back, starting with like the Roswell and some of the original sightings. Of course, I'll put South Hill in since it's right around the corner from the museum. But talking about that, and then work up to Bob Lazar, and then, of course, the most current stuff. And then God knows what's going to come out the next 6 months or so. These hearings are going to be fascinating. And finally, it's something where Republicans and Democrats are agreeing. Finally, people are starting to work together, do what they're supposed to do. Basically, which is important. This thing's just bouncing all over me. This is a bad road. How many back roads in Virginia? I gotta get some double stick tape or Velcro for this thing, so I'll just drive and hold it. But yeah, it's been nuts. It's been a crazy couple of years, and of course the initial release came out in the middle of the pandemic, so everyone was just, this upside down world, everything's shut. I mean, hell, we're trying to reinvent ourselves as a museum now. We had to be shut for 2.5 years, I guess it was. And it's not easy coming back. It's been rough. And everyone's going through this. Lots of stress. Lots of financial woes. But that's the world we live in. So all of a sudden, amongst that, for whatever reason, this UFO stuff got released. Just nuts. So anyway, I'm trying to work out the timeline and how we're going to actually do it. I apologize, I'm sliding my phone all over the place. There's no place to stop on this road either. But one of the things I got to do is I got to get back to the museum, charge up some equipment. Our plan is to go out and do some bigfooting tonight. Hopefully it won't be too hot. Go back out to Medoc. I'll see if I can get some little filming done with that too. But it's just, I just find it fascinating. I mean, I just always loved this stuff. I've been always more into the crypto end and, of course, the paranormal. I've never, ever had a true UFO or UFO type experience or anything. I'm from Long Island, New York, so, I mean, lots of light pollution. We have, I was surrounded by 3 airports, always something happening there. So I've got to come down here. I'm in Littleton, North Carolina, in the middle of nowhere. It's like no light pollution. You rarely see a plane or a jet or hear anything. So it's a good place to go. The trees are incredibly tall. But even like Medoc Mountain State Park we're going, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad place to do. They set up telescopes there. And it's a great place to do stuff like that, do some research. So one of the things I'd like to do for the museum, they have some really cool new electronic telescopes. They're in like the $500 range, depends if you spend more. and they actually can talk to your phone like through an app, or some talk right to a laptop, your Bluetooth and stuff like that. I'm gonna see if we can set something like that up so we can have like kind of a live feed. Yeah, I've got a lot of other stuff I got to do in the museum first, but I think that'd be a pretty cool thing. I want to put cameras, long distance cameras. We have a surveillance system, of course, at the place inside now. But since we've had sightings, cryptic sightings right across the street, if things are passing, let's see if we can detect them. So in the process of doing that, let's wire that up too and see if we can have something that watches the night sky. Just, I think it would be a pretty cool thing to do. Then people can go live and check that out and watch it whenever they want. But and I think that'd be a neat thing to do in the UFO section. See if we detect things. Now, and a lot of people are seeing weird things in the sky these days because of Starlink. You're going to see a whole bunch of lights just cruising through the sky and in a row. And that's just a bunch of little tiny satellites. A UFO, an alien just slipped off the seat next to me. I'm literally driving with a inflatable friend. Always have my gadgets with me. But very bumpy road today, jeez. Crazy stuff. So keep track. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. If you guys have any ideas, please post them down. I know I haven't done much in the way of any MetaZoo stuff lately, but then again, I've been behind on almost everything. And we're going to get back there. Mike and the crew want the museum and take out the guys. I got Texas Ted out. We took him out bigfooting the day of the festival. But they want to bring out some of the artists and other people. I think Bob and Andy want to come, and just a lot of people that seem interested. Mike would like to see them get beyond the other end of not just the card game and Dungeons and Dragons sort of fantasy end, but the real world of paranormal investigations and going out doing research, bigfooting, things of that sort. I think it'd be really cool. So that hopefully we can set up. Right now it's probably a little bit warm on the bigfooting end. We try to pick a day ahead of time. So we'll probably wait till it gets a little bit cooler, and then we'll start bringing small groups out and doing that. And then, okay, so just like we did with Ted, hopefully we can bust some packs out in the field, do a little mix. But that's about it. I'm going to wrap it up. Just want to talk a little bit about the UFO stuff, things coming up, things that we're going to get more into. And I'm going to try to follow up on these sightings. I mean, I've got to get more into the UFO world. It's local here. I think I'm going to reach out to some of the local MUFON people and see how receptive they are. I mean, I don't know if they're anything like the paranormal world and the crypto world. You know how catty they can be. It's their way or the highway. So, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. I mean, we're going to be doing it one way or the other. It'd be nice to work with people. So I'm going to let everyone go. It's good talking to you. I'll be hopefully shooting more video tonight, and I'll post that as soon as I can. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Everyone be good to each other.